Welcome, everybody, to Real Estate Radio LA. I am your host, Gil.Azcarate, the Colombian Dream Team in America. Saving the American Dream one show at a time. Real Estate Radio is dedicated to the real estate market right here in Los Angeles. And if you've listened, obviously you listen to talk radio. And during the week, you'll politics and sports and everything else, cars and insurance and vitamins and all that stuff. We are dedicated to real estate, the American dream. And a lot of times it turns into a nightmare. And a lot of people are finding that with these prices, the American dream is really going out the window, and it seems farther and farther away. I love my country. I love California and LA, but it is a tough place to live right now with everything that's going on, and I'm finding a lot of people are moving out of California. Don't get out of real estate. Maybe you just want to take your money and run and go somewhere else. So my topic today, and I've got a special guest who's a good friend of mine for a long, long time, and it's a great topic because when you are moving, a lot of times you are selling a business. And I don't want to act like I am a specialist in selling businesses. I can sell real estate, I can sell commercial, I can sell your house, but selling a business is a whole different animal. And my special guest today, Richard Hershey, welcome to the show, buddy.
Hey, Gil, thanks so much for having me. I'm really excited for the opportunity to share some exciting things today.
Yeah, and we've been trying to do this for a long time. Rich, tell me a little bit about you and how you got into this business, because I know you and I have known each other for like 20 years. So tell me a little bit about how you came into this particular business, because I actually think it's fascinating. And if I would have done, in something else, I would have really have specialized in selling businesses, because I think it's fascinating. So tell me a little bit about you and your business.
Well, Gil, I've always been fortunate enough to work with business owners, and I've worked with them in a number of different ways, in wealth management and risk management, containment, and things like that, and kind of just naturally gravitated as our business grew towards not only helping them start the business, maintain the business, and ultimately now we're helping them sell the business. So I created the Legacy Transfer Network because that's really what we're doing at our stage of life. We're beginning to transfer things. We're transferring our primary home, and maybe we're downsizing and buying a smaller home and moving on, or we're selling our business and retiring, or we're looking to move out of state. So the clients that I work with and the people that I help are business owners that are trying to protect their legacy, that they've worked really hard on acquiring, and the blood, the sweat, the tears, the sacrifices. They've been able to put their kids through school. They've been able to pay for their home, and now they're ready for that next journey in life, and they want to protect that legacy. They want that business to go on, and we help them find qualified buyers when they're ready to make that transition.
And I love the name of your company, Legacy Transfer Network. Okay, you are with eXp, and I want everybody to know that. So again, I sell real estate. eXp just started getting into selling businesses. This is a really big thing. So if there's any real estate agents out there with eXp or not, you want to contact Rich and really have him do the business side. Okay, it's totally different than selling real estate. You can see a house and pull comps, but when it is a successful mechanic shop, or tell me a little bit about, I don't want to get into your story. Tell me a little bit about what kind of businesses you represent, and then we'll go into the do's and don'ts and some of the biggest mistakes of that.
Sure. To follow up on your conversation about eXp, it was really an easy transition for me, Gil, to join eXp, because my business model fits in perfectly with the eXp model. My Legacy Transfer Network can help you sell your home, we can help you sell the commercial property, and we can help you sell the business, all under eXp with qualified experts in each one of those areas. So for me, it was an easy move. That being said, the type of businesses that we work with, Gil, are everyday business owners. Think about when you drive through your neighborhood, and out here in the valley, for example, when we drive down Ventura Boulevard and you look to the left and you look to the right, you see a bakery, you see a hair salon, You see a restaurant, you see an accounting firm, you see office buildings with, tons of different businesses in there. And then we make a left and we turn into an industrial park, and you see all these anonymous buildings with ABC Inc. on the outside at 1234 Main Street. Those are the people that we help. They're machine shops. They do distribution. They make parts for the defense industry. They work in technology, and they make components, or they import, export things from overseas. So any business that has a viable concept where you've been in business for 10 years or more, you have good books and records, and you have 8 to 10 employees or more, those are businesses that other people are interested in buying. As we all know, there's a lot of risk in starting a small business. As a matter of fact, 80% of all small businesses fail within the first 5 years. So what we do, we offer buyers the opportunity to buy an operating business that has customers, has employees, has policies and procedures. More importantly, Gil, it has cash flow. The cash flow on a business, people really underestimate how much you can make. You can make a 15 to 30% ROI on your investment, so it's an important way to consider diversifying your real estate portfolio by operating a business, owning the building, and increasing the yield or the cap rate on your overall cash investment.
That is so well put. And again, so if you see a mechanic shop on one corner, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be successful or not, because it could be managed wrong, or could be some issues or a lot of debt. And that's where you come in and evaluate. So you mainly represent sellers, because I do too. I mainly represent sellers, okay? But you're all obviously looking for buyers. What is the biggest mistake that a seller makes when they finally realize they want to sell their business? They're not going to give it to their brother-in-law who's been in residential real estate and he wants the listing. He does not know what to do. It's totally different. Again, I've done this business for a long time. I would not sell a gas station, or I would not sell a liquor store. I wouldn't know how to price it, what to do, all the disclosures. So tell me, what do you think the biggest mistake that sellers make in selling a business?
Well, Gil, I think we share a lot in common when it comes to working with sellers. Your homeowners, they have pride of ownership in their home, and they think that their home is worth the most in their neighborhood. Fair enough. We have the same problem when it comes to selling a business. Most business owners overestimate the value of their business to a third party. Most businesses sell on what we call a multiple of net operating income. So an example would be, you have a business that's generating $1 million a year in revenue, and their profit, let's say, is $200,000 or 20% margin. That's a good business. A business owner might think he has $1 million business because he's doing $1 million in revenue. An investor or a buyer is really going to look at that $200,000 as the profit. So they're willing to pay typically 2 to 3 times that number. So if it's $200,000 and somebody is willing to pay 3 times for that cash flow, that means a buyer is going to value that business at $600,000, not $1 million. So educating the seller as to how the Small Business Administration or the SBA is really going to value a business. What we need is 3 years of tax returns. We need their current profit and loss statements. We need their balance sheet. And then we work with the business owner to look for every opportunity to look for, the perks and things like that they use in their business, and really give a buyer a true understanding of the profit potential that a business offers. And we come up with a valuation. We compare that with other businesses that have sold in the area, in the state, and in the region, and sometimes nationally, and we come up with an average. So we use comparables just like other real estate, opportunities in home ownership or commercial property, that type of thing. They exist for the sale of a business as well. But the better the books and records are, the more valuable that business becomes.
Correct. Either you're buying a mess because they don't do their books right, and it could be a very successful company because they're good salespeople, but they're not really good in administrating. And that's going to be hard to prove, right? So let's use that example: $200,000, and for 3 years, $600,000, not the million like you said, and that's for the business. If there's like property and like a mechanic shop, and they're giving you all the tools and all the other stuff, is that a separate negotiation?
Yeah, a lot of times the business will sell. There's two components for it. There's the inventory, and then there's the assets of the business. The assets of the business are everything that's necessary to operate the business. So in a mechanic shop or a bakery, it would be the ovens, it'd be the tools, it'd be the lists and all that. That's all included in the purchase price. And then the factor that, between hard assets, cash flow, and then the unknown. That unknown is what a bundle that we call goodwill. So that goodwill portion of the transaction differentiates a well-run business, a medium well-run business, or one that's poorly structured. That's going to affect the ultimate purchase price. We have a saying in our business, Gil, especially in businesses that deal with a lot with cash, is that you can't steal the money twice. So a lot of people operate their business and they try to minimize the impact of taxes. So their tax returns don't always necessarily reflect the condition of the business. The more income and the more that you can document on your tax returns, that is ultimately going to affect your sales price.
Right. And we see that in residential real estate too. They're saying, hey, I actually make $500,000, but I write everything off and I only pay taxes on $50,000. You're not buying a house. Right? You can. I do have other programs like that, but they're, like you said, I love actually what you said. You can't steal the money twice. So either you're reporting wrong on taxes, and that's not going to help you in the sale. So you're going to have to figure that out. And that's why you asked for 3 years, correct?
That's correct.
Right, because this last year could have been a fluke. It could have been extremely high or extremely low because of COVID. But you want to see in a regular market 3 years of good, a well-managed books and a well-managed business. Hey, Richard, can you stay on? Because we're going to take a break in a little bit. Can you stay on for another 5 minutes?
I'd be happy to.
Okay, buddy. So this is Gil.Azcarate with Real Estate Radio LA. You can reach me at 818-632-8006. We're going to be right back after this with my special guest, Richard Hershey from Legacy Transfer Network. His phone number, and we'll give it to you again, 818-703-6400, 818-703-6400. We'll be back right after this. Welcome back to Real Estate Radio LA with my special guest, Richard Hershey from Legacy Transfer Network. Rich, before the break, we were talking about how to sell a business and evaluate a business. But I have a question for you. Can you buy? Let's say they own the complex, right? It's whatever kind of business it is. They actually own the business. And they own the building, and they're going to sell you a bunch of their inventory. Can you bundle all that into one transaction, one loan?
The short answer is yes. The Small Business Administration, or the SBA as we like to refer to it, actually has some pretty creative options when it comes to financing the purchase of not only real estate or commercial real estate, but also the sale of a business. So I'll go through those options briefly. When you buy a business, you can put about anywhere from 10 to 25% down typically. The loan period for just a straight business purchase is approximately 10 years. So you have to amortize the sale over a 10-year period of time. The interest rates of those right now are in the 4 to 5% range. So it's an excellent time to be purchasing a business as a standalone. One of the advantages of buying what we like to refer to, our definition of owner-occupied businesses, is where the owner of the business owns the building, typically in a family trust or a partnership or something like that, and they also own or operate the business within that. So we look for those opportunities all the time. The advantage for that is there's a $5 million limit that the SBA has in place for the purchase of real estate or for the purchase of a business. You can extend that a little bit by combining the two. The advantage that you have by combining the financing under the SBA with a real estate purchase, as long as the real estate is 51% or more of the total purchase price, you can now amortize the purchase of the business over a 25-year period of time to match the amortization of the commercial property at the same time. So you lower your payment on the business by bundling it with the purchase of the commercial real estate. So for you investors out there that are really looking for some yield right now, as we know, it's very competitive in the commercial space. An excellent way to bump that cap rate up is to look for a building that has an operating business in it, and you can purchase both at the same time, and you can retain the management of the building, the management of the business, and operate the building as the landlord, and your cap rate probably will go to that 7 to 8% range, as opposed to the 4 and 5 or 3s and 4s that we're seeing now in many of the commercial properties here in Los Angeles.
That's actually great advice. So if you're out there and you're thinking about moving, retiring, and selling your business, I know you give a free evaluation, right? And you will do that. And then, again, contact Rich Hershey directly. You feel free to call me anytime, but contact Rich if you are thinking about moving out of the state and selling your business, and we can help you in all that, again, on the commercial side of the building. But if you're thinking about selling your building, talk to your landlord, or selling your business, talk to your landlord to see if he is interested in selling the building at the same time, because that is a big advantage as opposed to 10 year to 25 years. So that was great advice. What are the hot businesses right now?
You know, Gil, right now, as we know, real estate is hot all over the country and in many markets. Here, the residential market, the commercial market, and even business brokering. Right now, the businesses that are really getting a lot of interest are those businesses that were identified as an essential business during the pandemic. So those businesses that not only survived the pandemic, but thrived during the pandemic are really, really hot. There's a lot of interest because they've proven themselves to be recession-proof and pandemic-proof, and their customer base was either loyal or was necessary, whatever the case may be. Those businesses are selling at a premium. They're probably selling at that 3 to 4 times range as opposed to the 2 to 3 time range. So these would be, again, any business that was considered to be essential. The businesses that are struggling right now are things like restaurants, anything that had a retail customer relationship where the person had to come into the business to do to do a transaction. As we all know, they suffered, right? You couldn't have anybody come into a restaurant for a long time, and then it was 25%, then it was 50%, mask on, mask off, all that kind of stuff. So the retail, the restaurant industry, anything in the entertainment space, again, that required, in location activity for the transaction, those businesses have really struggled. Some of them are coming back, obviously, but there are a lot of opportunities where there's well-run restaurants, for example, where the footprint is great, the location is great, the equipment is up to date, but the owner is too far behind on rent and things like that. So there are some opportunities for you entrepreneurs and bargain hunters in some of the non-essential businesses out there. But if you're really looking for a premium business, if you own an essential business, your value's never been higher.
That's fantastic. And again, a free evaluation for Richard Hershey from Legacy Transfer Network, 818-703-6400, 818-703-6400. Richie, you're great, bro. You and I have known each other for a long time. A true professional. Thank you. Putting this all together on short notice. Anything you need? Anything you want to add before we wrap up?
Well, Gil, I appreciate the opportunity to continue our friendship here. I know we're both blessed in our personal lives, and I want to wish you and your family an awesome Thanksgiving, and to your listeners as well. Again, thanks for having the Legacy Transfer Network on. We're more than happy to help your listeners with a free evaluation, and I really look forward to the new year.
Amen, buddy. Amen. Nice talking to you. I will talk to you real soon. Happy holidays, and say hi to your beautiful wife.
I will. You too. Thanks again.
All right, bro. We'll talk to you soon. So there you have it. It's not just real estate, residential real estate. There's a lot to it, commercial. And this is what makes EXP, the company I'm with, so special, right? When I was with other companies, they didn't have that opportunity. We really did not have anybody who really specialized in selling businesses. And that's why I said, so maybe if I did this all over again, I would specialize in that. Richard Hershey also does franchises. So it's worth a call. Find out what your business is worth. Maybe it's not today. Maybe it's next year. Maybe you gotta fix those books, and COVID hit you really, really hard. But that's why they're asking for 3 years, not just 1 year. So feel free to reach out to Richard Hershey, 818-703-6400 with the Legacy Transfer Network, and EXP. That's the name of his company, but his broker is the same as EXP. What makes us different? We are cloud-based. What makes us different, EXP, is because you've got me. A lot of experience. I'm here. I can promote your business. I can promote your property. If you're listening to me, that means there is a lot of people out there listening to me as well, and I can promote your business. Again, I've got a property right now that's going on the market on the 18th in Alhambra, $900,000, 3+2, drop dead, beautiful, highly upgraded, and that's for Jim and Sally. We've also got something coming up in Harbor City, also around that same price range. So wherever you're at, if you can hear my voice, I am the person to call and give you also a free evaluation, okay? Look into EXP, the stock. Again, I'm not giving you stock advice. I just think it is it's the Amazon of real estate. It is EXPI. It is a stock that you can buy. You can't buy RE/MAX stock. You can't buy Keller Williams stock, but you can buy EXPI stock, and it is an international, in the cloud-based company. That's what makes us different. We do not have a lot of overhead. So anything that I can do for you regarding a divorce, or if you are interested in doing a 1% for sale by owner, I will help you advertise. I will help you do all the paperwork, and I will make sure that you and I do not get sued. This is a tough market to go on. Try to do something on your own and take that risk. So I'm here for you. Gil.Azcarate, saving the American dream one show at a time. I am blessed to be here in 870 The Answer. Feel free to reach out to me at 818-632-8006, 632-8006, or go to my website, realestateradiolaA.com. God bless you, and God bless America. JJ, can we still say that?
Yeah, we're still good.
We're still good on saying that. Thank God. God bless you guys.